Welcome to a very special edition of K-Beauty This or That. I've never done a this or that comparison between one type of product. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 different 100% mugwort essences. Yes, you know I love a good mugwort essence and I've tried quite a few. So today we're going to be comparing them all against each other, ultimately deciding which one is the right one for you. I've got I'm From, Missha, Tony, Moly, Nacific, and Hanyul. So give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So why would you want to put so much mugwort on your face? Mugwort is definitely famous for its soothing and calming capabilities. It's great for irritated skin or sensitive skin. It's got great healing properties. Not only that, but it's really great at reducing redness on the skin. It's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, it's anti-acne, and one more anti to throw in there, it has antioxidants, lots of protective antioxidants. And it's packed full of amino acids and it has a lot of minerals in it. So it's not only a soothing, healing, hydrating type of product, but it also is very good and supportive for your moisture barrier and can pack a lot of hydration into your skin. So 100% mugwort, what's the deal? Are you sure there's only mugwort and nothing else in these products? And if that is the case, why aren't these essences going moldy? All right, here's the breakdown, because when you look at the ingredients list of all of these products, there's only one ingredient, and that's mugwort. So what's the deal? The deal is, per Korean labeling regulations, certain ingredients like preservatives, water, glycerin don't actually have to be listed if they're under a certain percentage. That does allow these companies to claim that they have 100% mugwort with supposedly no other ingredients on these lists. But rest assured, every single product in this video contains preservatives. That is a good thing. We do not want mold in our skincare products. We want them to last. And there's most likely going to be a little bit of water and maybe some glycerin in these just for texture purposes. But there are no other star ingredients here. This is a mugwort party. So there are 5 mugwort essences on the list, but there are 2 different kinds of essences. Yeah, it gets super confusing. So let's start off with the first essences. So they are the very first step of your skincare routine. They prep your skin. They deliver all that mugwort goodness, and they also help aid absorption of your skincare routine. Missha Artemisia Time Revolution Treatment Essence. This is the mugwort essence that started it all for me, the obsession. So this is a 150 milliliter bottle and it retails around $40. The mugwort is extracted at a low temperature in a slow process, which just really helps to preserve all the benefits of the ingredient. And the specific variety being used is Artemisia annua, and it's been fermented twice. Now, this particular variety, while all mugwort varieties are going to come with the calming, the soothing, the anti-redness, the anti-acne benefits, the barrier supportive benefits, this particular variety is prized for having much more antioxidant activity. It really does have that characteristic first essence texture. It's much thinner than a toner. It absorbs really, really quickly, very, very thin and almost weightless. It really does seem to enhance the absorption and the hydration of my other products. And this does have that characteristic mugwort scent. You know, it is earthy, it's woodsy, it's herbally, it's deep. I happen to be a very big fan of the scent, and this has a very nice mugwort scent on it. Now, what I really noticed about this particular essence is it's incredible at reducing redness, and it is an incredible benefit for irritated skin. The calming and soothing properties on this essence are amazing. And that's why you hear me talk about this product so much, because I was so impressed. I used this when I had a skin irritation, when I just had that gnawing feeling on my skin of just sensitivity and irritation. I put this onto my face and I felt immediate relief. I cannot tell you how amazing this was for irritation. It just calmed and soothed my skin so quickly. And it really does reduce redness really nicely on the skin too. I found myself using this one a lot to saturate 5-layer cotton and create like a quick mask pack. It just really brought a lot of relief to my skin, and it definitely delivers that soothing, calming relief that mugwort is famous for. Tony Moly Pure Artemisia First Essence. This is a 150 milliliter bottle retailing around $36. And just like the Missha, the mugwort is extracted at low temperature in a slow extraction process. The mugwort that they're using here is fermented 3 times, and the variety is Artemisia princeps. Now this is actually known as Korean mugwort, and it is also the culinary variety of mugwort. So this this essence has that very characteristic mugwort scent to it. Out of all 5 of them, I think my favorite scent of these essences is the Tony Moly. It's got that really beautiful mugwort scent. I have a feeling it's because it's the culinary variety. I think it has just a little bit more scent property to it. So the texture is very similar to the Missha. It is very thin, very light, very easily absorbed. I do find that the benefits on this one, for me, definitely it helped with irritation. I saw a good amount of redness reduction using this one, but I found that this one, now it is a first essence, it does go before your toners, but I really felt like this kind of brought a good amount of hydration to my skin. I think that this also boosted the hydration of my toner really nicely. Like it really stood out in the area of like skin hydration, skin balancing. I also use this when I had some inflamed pimples on my skin, and I found that it had a really good benefit for inflamed pimples and acne as well. Hanyul Artemisia Miracle Relief Essence, 150 milliliter bottle retailing around $40. So the mugwort being used here is known as Chinese mugwort. It is 3 times fermented, and this particular variety of mugwort is well known for its antibacterial properties. Now this does carry that really recognizable mugwort scent, but I found it to be a very light mugwort scent, maybe even the lightest mugwort scented of all 5 of these. I cannot stress enough that none of these are fragranced products, by the way. This is natural mugwort scent, but this one just seems to be on the weaker side. So the texture is very thin and light like the last 2 essences were, but I don't find it to be as thin as the Tony Moly or Missha. This one's feeling a little closer to like a thinner toner rather than that really traditional first essence texture. Even so, it does absorb in the skin really quickly. It's very light, and it does have a good amount of hydration to it. The benefits that I noticed from this one, it definitely is overall a calming and soothing product, very gentle on the skin. However, I didn't notice as much redness reduction from this. It certainly has a little bit, but it's not as strong of a redness reducer as the first 2 essences were. So this or that, out of all the mugwort first essences, which one is the best? And I do think that it just depends on your skin's needs, because they did perform slightly differently. So go for the Missha if you're really looking for the irritation relief, the calming, the soothing. If you need redness reduction or inflammation care, Missha is gonna have your back. Now go for the Tony Moly if you're a mugwort lover. Like, if you love mugwort and the natural scent of mugwort, you're gonna love the Tony Moly. Like, it just smells so good. Every time you put it on, you're like, mugwort. But beyond that, I do think that it is also excellent for irritation. It's great for redness reduction, but I find that this particularly is going to aid those with dehydrated skin. The reason that I say that is because the Tony Moly definitely brings a little bit of hydration into the party, more so than the Missha, in my opinion, but it really did boost my toners afterwards. And you know, if you're dehydrated, you're gonna be a toner fiend as it is. So when I layer my hydrating toner on top of the Tony Moly, it just, the benefits were like triple, you know what I mean? So this really does boost the hydration of your overall routine, just the way that a first essence should. So the Missha and the Tony Moly really rank the highest in my mind. They really perform so well for me. And the Hanyul, in comparison, did fall short. It definitely is ranking number 3 in the first essences. That doesn't mean it's a bad product though. I'm currently using it in my routine and I'm really enjoying it. I think this is a very good and solid mugwort essence, but just in comparison, and that is what the name of the game is, this or that, I say Missha and Moly did better, which is slightly disappointing for Hanyul just because I think Hanyul was the very first 100% mugwort essence that was out there, but it definitely is a little bit more of a gentler, hydrating first essence, and it just didn't reduce redness as well as I would have liked it to. So let's talk traditional essences. These go after toners, prior to serums. I think the essence step that we're most familiar with. And we got to kick it off with the I'm From Mugwort essence, one of the most well-known mugwort products out there today. You know, I'm From has a whole mugwort line, but this essence definitely is the most well-known. So this is 160 milliliter essence, so we get 10 milliliters more than the other essences, and this does retail around $40. So the variety of mugwort being used here is Artemisia princeps again. Remember, Korean mugwort or the culinary variety. And this is lightly fermented, I guess is the best way for me to describe it. It is not fermented in the way that the Missha, Moly, and Hanyul are. Those are 2 and 3 year processes, where this is like fermented for like a couple days, I think. Like, it's a very light fermentation process on this one. Blink and you might miss it though, because they don't always disclose the fact that it is fermented in the marketing. I found that out the hard way. But it does have a light fermentation process on it. Because it's using that culinary variety, it's got that really good mugwort scent to it that I really enjoy. Very, very nice mugwort hit, if you will, when you put it onto your skin. Hit, it makes me sound like a mugwort addict. And I kind of am. So the texture is very much a traditional essence texture. You know, it is a little thicker than your watery toners, but it's definitely thinner and more runny than your traditional serum texture. It falls right in the middle, but it does spread across the skin really, really nicely. And what you will notice about this one is it's got a little bit of slip to it as you move it between your fingers. It's got a little bit of nourishment to it, and that translates to the skin. You know, it does have a good amount of hydration to it. It does kind of plump your skin with hydration, but there's that little balancing moisture to it that is so good for the skin. It definitely does condition your skin as well. It feels so silky soft on the skin. So what I noticed about this essence is it does reduce redness. It really does help when you have inflamed pimples on the skin, and it does have a calming effect. But what I did notice in comparison, and this is this or that, so we are comparing them, in comparison to say the Moly and the Missha first essences, this I'm From essence works a little bit slower. So remember when I was talking about the Missha and I said it had really immediate effects on my skin? When using the I'm From in comparison, it's a little bit slower to show those results. You may not get, boom, immediate irritation relief. You may not get, boom, immediate inflammation reduction on the skin. But it will come. It will come with consistent use. So this definitely does perform, but it is important to understand the way that things are formulated. I think when things are fermented so heavily, they can work faster for you. Whereas this, which is much more lightly fermented, it is going to have a slower effect on the skin. Not a bad thing, but it is something to be aware of. Nacific Jeju Artemisia Essence. This is a 150 milliliter bottle, and this retails for $24. So this is by far the most cost-effective essence in this video. So this is a slightly different essence because this claims, instead of being a 100% mugwort essence, this claims to be 98% mugwort. So not a big deal, but I thought I'd point it out. Now the variety that they're using, I couldn't find a ton of information about it. It's Artemisia lavendulifolia, I hope I said that right, extract. And really what I was able to find out about this one is that it has a lot of antimicrobial benefits, in addition to the calming, redness reduction, and the anti-inflammatory benefits associated with mugwort. Now the scent on this one, you know what? It doesn't really smell like mugwort to me. This was very surprising. It does not have the characteristic mugwort scent. It's definitely a woody scent, but it's just not the same as the other essences on this list. So it definitely is coming down to that mugwort variety. It does smell a little bit different. Now the texture is definitely watery and hydrating, very close to a toner texture. So this is thinner than the I'm From, and it actually seems to perform more like a toner in my eyes than it does a traditional essence, but it is thicker than the first essence is. This one, I couldn't really find any explicit claims that it was fermented. I was having a hard time, I will admit, finding some English marketing for this one. A lot of it was fully in Korean, and I had difficulties figuring out if there was any mention of fermentation in here. So just a word of warning, if you're like sensitive to ferments, you may want to look into this a little bit further. I don't think it's fermented. My personal experience with this product makes me think it's not fermented because it doesn't perform like fermented products, but definitely something to be aware of. So my experience with this product was, it didn't really impress me. Yeah, it fell really flat for me. At the end of the day, you know, the things that I expect a Mugwort product to do, this one just didn't deliver on any of those. You know, yes, it is a hydrating product, a little bit closer to a toner. You probably could use this as a toner if you really wanted to, but redness reduction, not really. Acne care, this really did not help inflamed pimples at all. And in fact, I was using the Nacific, and I just recently just went through some weird inflamed pimples on my chin. And I was like, okay, Mugwort, let's reduce this redness. And the Nacific just really wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I actually switched to the Tony Moly essence, and then that definitely did bring some benefits to my skin. Overall, I didn't really feel like this was a Mugwort product. You know what I mean? It just didn't bring any calming and soothing. It just didn't, which kind of sucks because this is the most affordable Mugwort essence on this list. They all retail around the $40 mark, which is, you know, that's a good amount. That's a good amount of money to slap down for an essence, right? But maybe it comes down to the variety of Mugwort. I wasn't able to find a lot of research supporting the skin benefits of this particular variety of Mugwort, so maybe it's a less expensive Mugwort variety with less benefits. I'm not exactly sure why this just fell flat. Those are some guesses though. I had high hopes for this one because it was more affordable, but unfortunately it just let me down. So this or that in the traditional essence category, clearly the I'm From is the winner. So just to wrap up the key points of this review, if you were looking for a first essence that is fast acting and going to give you some really immediate benefits on your skin, I really recommend the Missha Artemisia Time Revolution Treatment Essence or Tony Moly Artemisia First Essence. Now, if you want that traditional essence to go right after your toner, you know, you can't go wrong with the I'm From Mugwort essence. So I hope you guys loved that special edition of this or that, and I'm curious to know, should I do some more one ingredient focused this or that comparison reviews? Let me know in the comment box below, and drop me all your favorite Mugwort products because you know a girl needs more Mugwort in her life. If you loved this video, you want to see some more this or that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I release 2 new Korean skincare focused videos every single week. And if you just can't wait for that next video, come join me on Instagram. I'm posting there daily my reviews, routines, and introducing new products. So come over to Instagram. Don't forget to say hi in the meantime. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.